So in this video, I will make a follow along routine that you can do before your workout. These are called controlled articular rotations, and it should take about 10 minutes in total. So first thing, you want to go from head to toes. So we're starting with the neck, and we're doing about 10 rotations on each side. Usually you can go either rep ranges or you can go with a timer. So usually you would go 1 minute total for each movement, or it would be about 30 seconds on each side. So this is approximative, but here we're just gonna go for reps. So slowly turning your head on one side, and you want to get to your max range of motion. Mine can be a little bit more than what you're doing because I'm used to it and I do it pretty much before every workout. So slowly go increase that range of motion without hurting yourself. Slowly. And then here I'm gonna go on to the other direction. Just make sure as you're turning your head, don't involve any other part of your body. So you don't want to shrug your shoulders. You really want to isolate your neck. Once you finish with that, you can go with your shoulders, and here big rotations on one side, as big as possible. Same thing, always isolating. Without twisting your body. And in this video, we're just gonna do the joints that need the most movement. For sure, there are things we won't cover just because they're not as, I mean, every joint is important, but we just wanna go for the big, most important movements. So, and then you're gonna turn on to the other direction. So wrist, for example, can be something you can spend some time on. Sometimes people will spend some time on toes, but just for sake of using your time efficiently, we're just gonna do the biggest joints. Now I'm done with the shoulder. I'm gonna go on to the other one. I'm already feeling some little cracks, which is usually a good sign. You're giving some movement to your stiff joints. And then switch. Then we're gonna go on to the thoracic spine. This is a little bit tricky, especially first times. It feels really weird because these are tiny, subtle movements. What you wanna do is go in a circular motion, front, right, back, left. Isolate everything else. Focus on the torso. Sometimes you can do that movement in a cat-cow position, which can work as well. And then switch direction. If your back is stiff, you might feel it a little bit, but it's usually a good thing if you have a stiff back. All right, then I'm gonna move on to the hips, pelvis. So just tiny little movements, and slowly you're gonna increase that range of motion. And this movement is really important because for a lot of exercises you wanna be able to shift your pelvis forward or backward. So you're teaching your pelvis to move, which is gonna help in many movements such as hinging or squatting. And switch. Good. Now I'm gonna stick with the hips, and I'm gonna go for external and internal rotation. This is a little bit tricky. I do it standing. If you need a support, you can use a pole or something you can hold on to. You can use a TRX or something else. But you wanna come up, outside, bring your foot next to your left leg, and back to an internal rotation. So external, bring your foot back and forward. That one too is such an important movement. So many people have hip flexors that are super tight, especially due to sitting all day. And stop. Now we're gonna move on to the other leg. You might feel that your glute is working as well. So this serves also as a tiny glute strengthening exercise. So you're gonna feel some activation there. You see also people doing it in a cat-cow position as well, or laying on one side. You can lay on your side, hold on to something with your hands, and when you're laying on your side, you can get more range of motion. So that's something you can do as well. All right, I can feel it already. So feeling my glutes activated, feel a good stretch in my hip flexors. Now I am going to the floor. I'm gonna focus on my kneecap. So just giving some movement around my kneecap. What you wanna do is really hold on to your thigh like this, bringing my hands to my elbows, and I'm gonna bring my foot, do an external rotation here with my foot, go up, external rotation, and down. Internal, up, external, down. And you keep going. You're gonna feel a slight movement of your tibia. So focus on your tibia moving on one side and then to the other. Up, down. Now we can do the exact same thing, but just switch sides. So as I'm going up, my foot is in an external rotation. So up here, external, down. Same thing on the other side. can hear my kneecap cracking. And then switch. All right, we're gonna finish up with the ankles. Super simple. Just grab your thigh, going on one direction. And as I was saying, there are other joints we can cover, other movements we can cover, but just for the sake of efficiency, these are gonna be the most important for most people. And switch. Same thing on the other side. Switch. So this is super simple, something you can do before every workout. If you're feeling as you're doing these exercises that one joint is stiffer than the other, just spend some more time on it. I usually recommend about 1 minute per joint. You can spend 2-3 minutes depending on how stiff your joint is. So yeah, enjoy.